All right, everybody. So Kyle and I are going to work through the design here on the Destination OG Property 1. I like that. Doesn't that sound pretty? I'm good at this stuff. We're going to work through the design as if I was a customer, which they kind of treated me in the same fashion. And so these guys, I sort of handed off designing to Kyle, and he's way better than I could ever hope to have been. And so him and the team that he's built are now doing full-on design. So I wanted to give you a flavor for what that looks like. We'll get more into more detail on what a design could look like if you were going to build a garage at your house. We've done hundreds of garages thus far. I think we're going to be doing tens of thousands of garages. But I wanted them to go through and show me what they came up with for the Helen house. We had an initial meeting where we kind of went through what I was thinking, and then the team made some suggestions. Normally they do this over Zoom with most people. Some people do come here, but
yeah, Zoom, email. We are finding still that the email is the biggest form of, at least like for the start. Mm-hmm. And then after we've maybe gotten to this point, then we would go through, the
live walkthrough.
Zoom walkthrough with everything.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to, he's going to kind of show me what we're thinking. I'll probably blow it all up and say I want to do this or that, and we'll see where we're at.
That's what we like. Yeah.
So how do you normally start this? Do we start with a certain product, or what are we doing?
So like, you haven't seen this yet. So normally a customer would have already reviewed this document. So this is our design proposal. Back in the days when I started this, it was just sending screenshots to people, email. And now we have an actual document, PDF that we provide to people that they can print out or share with somebody, their architect or something. Mm-hmm. So you would have already viewed this that has, the floor plan and some renders and things in the garage. And then in our Zoom call or phone call, we would just kind of jump right into it, and you start telling me about it. What you like, what you don't like. Hey, this cabinet over here is not going to work because we forgot to put, the electrical panel is there or something like that. Mm-hmm. But for you, this is like the first time you're really looking at the fully completed design. So I think we'll just walk through it, and then you can start kind of nitpicking and kind of tearing it apart if you want, and we can blow it up and start over.
So this is a little different. That my time frame is weeks. Yeah. Right, so we're closing on June 14th. Today is, what is today?
May 27th.
Yeah, May 27th. So we only have, a little over 2 weeks before this all happens. And so I'm moving some stuff around. We're actually going to take the cabinets out of my house, and take them up to the garage because we can't get them, just like the many other dozens of people that have bought their cabinet array are waiting for. And so this house is in Helen, Georgia, as you've all been following along. So it's not here as well. So we can't, we had to take some videos, much like you're not at people's homes. Mm-hmm. So I took some videos. I provided you some measurements.
Right.
We're missing some measurements. You guys had to extrapolate and kind of fill in. And so we've been able to kind of put together. The most sophisticated part of this garage was the ceiling grid.
Yeah, the ceiling grid, which unfortunately we don't have in this floor plan, but when we go into the actual design software, we can show that.
Gotcha.
But in the proposal, it's just the basic floor plan. So that way it's very clean and easy to see for the client.
So where do you normally start with someone? What's the first thing you design?
Probably lighting or cabinets. Mm-hmm. Cabinets usually ends up always being the first thing. Because that's kind of the biggest thing for most people. It's going to be one of the most expensive parts.
Yep.
Sometimes the master collection of sonic tools is more expensive or whatever, but depending on what we're doing with lighting, if it's going to be really intense, we'll do, maybe we'll just throw in some cabinets just as a placeholder, and then we'll get into lighting or whatever, because lighting is becoming a much bigger focus of what we're doing, as we'll kind of see as we get into this.
It transforms the garage. Right?
Yeah. So, we started with this cabinet array, which is basically exactly what's in your garage right now, just transposed into the space. We've got the waste bin cabinet over here, and then the locker cabinet that's right behind us here. We'll be able to put over on this other wall. So this is the entrance of the garage, 2-car space, 2-car space, and then kind of like a 1.5 2-car space over here, if we need it to be.
So this is a little unique in that the garage doesn't have, we can't recess the lift.
Right.
There's a floor below it. So we can't, pour down because the pool's right below that room there.
Yeah, and
so we're gonna do a surface mount Sprinter because doing the full rise lift doesn't do us any good because the ceiling height is only 10 feet, 9 and change.
Right. And we were pretty space constrained with this area too, because it's only, it's barely over 20 feet deep. And with cabinets and all sorts of stuff, like you just can't fit cabinets and a lift and really be able to actually do anything. You could park a car there, but the lift becomes kind of, unusable. And we talked about that, and you kind of were dead set on like, well, let's just put cabinets in there, it'll be fun. And I showed you with, the images and the 3D software and stuff of, it's not really gonna work.
Yeah. Yeah, and you guys have overcome that a lot. Like even me, I'm the garage guy, and I'm like, no, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
And so, but when you're able to render it, we're able to get much more accurate. Especially if you're building a home, we can more accurately help you figure out how to size or how to order when you're working with a canvas that already exists.
That's one of the biggest things that we run into is people think of all the things that they want to put in their garage, and they come up with this grand idea of like, okay, I want to put a lift over here and this over here and cabinets over here. And we've gotten to a point where like we just know because of dimensions and stuff like that, like it's not going to work.
Right.
We're going to have to do something different. So.
All right. So let's go through the cabinet array since you normally do that first. So we're going to do Sonic MSS
views,
Plus.
Yeah. So this is basically the exact carryover from your house right now.
We got lucky there.
Yeah.
At the wall and the way the window's set up, we got really lucky.
Yeah. And so, there is a window right here. But we're going to cover it up.
Right.
And then from the outside, it's a mountainside, so it'll just look like a dark window, from the exterior.
So what we're planning to do, and we'll share a video of this when I do it, because we're going to video the whole build process. But we're going to mask and mask the window frame, paint it black, so that way the window could be scraped later if I ever sold the house or somebody else ever did and wanted to get the window back open. So actually, we may not even need to frame the whole window up.
Yeah.
Because the cabinets will cover up most of it. We'll probably just have to kind of do what we did like in this back room back here and just do like a little top covered area with drywall.
It'd be super easy. That's the nice thing. So, we were looking at doing Lista before. We wouldn't have been able to do that with Lista because it has to be mounted on the wall for the upper cabinets and stuff like that. Whereas with Sonic, we have the back panel system.
So I was thinking about doing lists in this garage because it's going to be I think a pretty widely followed garage. Sonic is still my favorite. We're carrying a secondary cabinet line that has some different options for some different builds and some different colors because this is a single color option. So we're now a Lista dealer, so we can design a Lista array for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Lista in my garage at my house here, so we can get some video and assembly of that and all that stuff.
Be building that out like probably tomorrow or something. So
the cabinet array includes, what does it include? Two 1540s.
Yep, two 1540s here.
Two 890 millimeter wides.
8 drawers.
And then
720s.
720s on the side. So lots and lots of drawers. Yeah. I like drawers a lot.
And crazy enough, like you have in yours, you have every Sonic tool plus your own tools from the past and extra stuff and this and that. So you have pretty much every drawer full with something. The Sonic Master Collection, which we kind of build some of these arrays around, will fit in a 1540 and 2 other 8-drawer 890s or the portable version. So the entire Master Collection can fit in, really not even utilizing the 720 side.
Yeah.
So just 3 cabinets, basically. So the rest we'll be able to put tool grid and Milwaukee and all sorts of stuff in there.
This is basically exactly what I would have designed had it's what I bought for my house, so it's the same setup I want for this house.
Yeah.
And so again, the plan was to do Lista here, but we can't get them it would take 3 or 4 months to order them. These aren't in stock, and I don't want to bump any customers.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to live with my tools on the floor again at my house. We're going to take these up here to Helen and do it that way.
Yeah, like these, I think we're looking at 2023 for the 898 drawers.
Jeez.
So most everything else is pretty well in stock, but
Yeah.
so we've got two different little setups. You know, I was telling you that one of the things we've been doing in design a lot is like having a tool-focused array, if the garage is big enough, of course. Tool-focused array, and then like a separate kind of detailing-focused array for your microfiber towels and filling your foam cannon and stuff like that. And if you have a big enough garage, you know, it lends itself pretty well to be able to do that, especially if this is going to be like our indoor wash area.
Yep.
So those cabinets over there can service that. These can be the tool-focused. You know, we talked about how we fit like 1 million tools in here. But again, this is kind of just what we have. So I would probably spec this out a little differently if we weren't just taking what was in your garage and, you know, putting it right over there.
So we'll when we bring these will actually come over to about here, to about the second cabinet where my speakers will be. We'll talk about speakers in a minute.
This one here?
Yep.
Okay. It's easy enough.
So then the sonic array is set up where we spec it with the two 890s in the middle, and that allows us to fit a 75 or 77 OLED. I have a mini LED, so I have the 95Q something or other from.
That should be 77 there.
Yeah, it's from LG. So
LG,
that's what I
okay.
have in there. So
Yeah, they're
I'm
like
gonna
the QNED.
Correct, QNED.
Yeah, QNED.
But it's the 95, so it's the fancy one, or 99.
Okay.
And then we have our under cabinet lights,
Yep.
which I already have set up. Now, I'm thinking, you know, we have this closet over here. So that closet has the major wire chase, and I believe there's some plumbing for the lift station or the pump that brings the water up from the basement, you know, from the for the sewer. So in the very back of that cabinet, there's, you know, some big wiring and plumbing chases. So I'm thinking inside of this closet, inside of here, we'll very likely put our gallon overflow. So we may build some shelves. We may drywall that in or something, make it look pretty. Put a light in there.
Is it kind of like the very far corner over here where?
No, it's right in the smack in the middle.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Well, we could put like shelves on the side or something like that.
Yeah. So I think Mike and I will end up, you know, building something, you know, while we're there for that. So I'd envision. So we are going to do the Sonic Master Collection.
Yep.
Which is the
Sonic.
How many drawers of it?
15 XD size drawers.
Okay.
So you got 5 here, 6, and 6. So we'll have 2 extra. Okay. So the whole thing is going to fit in the left side of the 1540 and these 2 drawers right here.
We're going to do entire Obsessed Garage Detailing Master Collection.
So
with
we'll have
gallon overflow and extra coating, and I'm going to have, you know, redundancies.
Yeah.
So we're going to build a spreadsheet out for that, and you know, kind of like we did with John's garage up in Atlanta, where he had some stuff, but then we filled in the gaps.
Right.
And so, gosh, I mean, there are only certain few that are fortunate enough to have this happen, where you can just get it all at once. But I'm going to get that experience of.
Yeah.
Not just the cabinets and the flooring and the lighting but the audio and the tools and the Milwaukee Master Collection. So I'd envision Milwaukee Master Collection is probably going to be, you know, here. And then some in uppers as well.
Right.
And then this will probably be polishing, you know, combination of polishing stuff here and
and
there.
we kind of talked about that to where like even the upper drawer of the 1540 is deep enough to fit some polishers.
I think we may dabble with the polishers. We may Kaizen foam that, so I may order some Kaizen foam. We're going to also send up some tool grid as well, and so we can tool grid, because I'm going to be doing. We need a lot of like house tools that aren't part of the Sonic collection, and I'm gonna pull a good percentage of that from the Milwaukee hand tool collection.
I saw that in your notes.
I'm going to build that out.
Okay.
So then audio here, and so. Audio is one of those things that you guys have become really, really well versed in now after us making this transition. You guys do more audio than we do retail, right, in the design side of things.
Yeah, I think so.
But this, to me, is the flagship system. This is my favorite system for this. We could do a number of systems, but this is the Dynaudio Core
Oh, there we go. There we go. So the core 59s.
Yep.
And then we've got the core sub kind of over here in the corner. We've got some room for it. We could probably do a wireless one. I don't know if you're going to want to put it somewhere else.
No, I think I'd probably just wire it.
Yeah,
right
that's what would work fine. So core 59s, I mean, this will pump music all the way out into the courtyoard, with the doors open and stuff.
I'll have a C658, which is the NAD C658, which will power the system. That'll be the preamp for it. The speakers have their own amplifier, and then I'll be able to, either people will be able to listen to watch TV or, listen to whatever they want to. I'm thinking I'm going to put an iPad in here with Blue OS. So
just a dedicated device.
So I'm going to have one in the kitchen, one in the basement, one in the garage. We'll have an iPad with Blue OS, so that way I don't have to try to log into their phone and set up the zones and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And we'll send them a video before they use the house on how they can turn it on.
Or put like a video right on the home screen of the iPad or something like that.
Yep. So let's talk about lighting.
Yeah, lighting we had to get a little creative because it's a little weird in here with this ceiling. I think we got it with your dimensions that you gave us pretty accurate. And we even brought this one beam was a little bit extended down looking at the video.
Yep.
But we have it kind of in two main zones plus some like can lights basically.
Which we're not sure if we can do yet.
Yeah. I mean, there's no way to do a KR series like in a retrofit type of?
That's too deep. I don't think it will fit.
Okay.
I mean, we could also look into some other brand if we had to, but
so
we're not sure. Chris should be calling me back if Cree has a 5K CR6T. DMF does not make a 5K fixture. And so our question would be, I just think, if you should go back to the 3D view, I just think it would look really cool to have cans in the smaller recessed areas and then have the linear fixtures on the other. Mike and I are gonna have to really cut a lot of drywall on this. I love the cans back there.
It's gonna be cool. So we brought those a little bit forward so that way it wouldn't be hitting just the top of the cabinets.
Yeah.
So we might get some weird shadowing because of this Prevost and this beam and stuff. But I think with all the other light that's in here, it'll probably be fine. So that's something we always gotta be aware of when we're throwing stuff in here. Did a couple little guys there. Those aren't really even necessary. I don't even know if you want to put those there.
They're already there, so
They are already there?
Yeah.
Then we'll do that. What about in this area here? So we also would have, if there's lights up here, we have to worry about shadowing from this. We could put some cans there. This is a tiny little space, so I don't think that makes sense. But we basically just kept this row going all the way, and then we made it so that it was even with all of these linear fixtures. So everything's nice and symmetrical.
So we have
all the way
8 foot,
across.
the 8 foot high CRI LS 5K. These will all be on Lutron Vive. So we're going to do Lutron Vive in here. That'll be controlled.
Yeah. Also, it'll be separate from the house, but it'll be, we'll have picos and presets and stuff like that. You want to do the square fixtures?
Yes.
Okay. I think especially with the
Shoot, I don't
soffits.
know. Didn't I do round for my house?
I think we did square. Didn't we? Yeah. Sean's shaking his head yes.
Yeah, okay.
So in this area, we didn't do the CR6Ts in this little alcove that's right here, mainly because of the area we have for the car. So this will give us front to back lighting, so that we'll have plenty of light for everything.
I think we should plan to do recessed even above the track, and maybe we'll just offset it.
Recessed above
The garage door track here.
Yeah, we can. We could. I mean, even as it is, it'll be offset just a little bit. But it'll put a shadow like over here. But I think with the amount of light we're gonna have, it'll be fine.
So that's our lighting setup. Let's talk about the pressure washer.
Yeah, pressure washer is gonna be a little weird because our water access is over here.
Yeah.
So one thing we didn't include in this plan was the outside area, which we can add that if we need to show like where the little, the overhang is. But as it is right now, we have the water coming from this corner, which is basically opposite of the hose bib that's out there.
Right, yep.
So we just have it running straight up the wall. We may need you to go back up there and check what our clearances are with this garage door, the beams, and all that stuff, because it's going to be tight. Now we might be able to maybe bring it out this way, but that would be, that's going to be weird.
Well, worst case, I can cut and drywall and we'll run through.
Yeah, I mean, are these just decorative?
No, there's a beam in there, but I don't know how much is, if the drywall carries that or if there's a pocket or not.
Okay. So it spits out over here, comes across. This could go up a little bit higher so that it's more flush with this beam, but
I like that.
comes right down, goes right into a bent pipe.
Yep.
So basically, instead of our water inlet being right down here, it's just on the other side of the room, and we're just running pipe all the way down.
Yeah.
So it's just an extended piping package, more or less. So.
Well, yeah, we're gonna cut this entire drywall off.
How are we gonna get? Maybe we could like tee into the drywall here, and then do like pecs inside or something like that to run down to the hose bibs.
Yeah, that's a possibility. I mean, we may decide to just run pecs through the wall.
Oh, we can
not
do that
through
too.
the
Yeah,
hose.
just cut the drywall and just go all the way through,
Yeah.
and then we won't have to worry about clearances and stuff like that.
Right.
Because it's going to be a little weird. Because it's so tight and it's going to seem a little forced. If we had plenty of space,
that area of the garage, especially when the door's open, like it's like non-existent.
you
it's
don't
like,
even see it.
Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, so the pressure washer is going to be over here. We're going to have it set up with a valve, and then probably I think right where this beam is where the other one connects, going across in the outside section. I don't know what the structure is of that. Mike will probably have to figure that out. If we can just send a conduit through, or send the hose through. Maybe we do conduit in the wall if we cut the drywall out, and then send conduit through and have it in that kind of decorative beam that's outside or something.
Yes.
And then we can run that right into the boom pole that's going to be outside in the outside wash bay.
And we'll have a three-way valve there. We can use the 100-foot hose reel and wash inside or wash outside.
Yeah. So we may have to move this over, to the left a little bit, and then basically the hose would be, right in this spot.
We'll transition to jack shaft Liftmaster operators.
Yep. We got a little model of that up there, because right now it's just center, right?
Yep.
Like a normal.
Yep.
Yeah.
And there really isn't any need to do any kind of high lift because the door is a foot from the ceiling.
So the compressor, very much like the giveaway garage we did, we've got it over here tucked away in the corner, right when you first enter. So again, just like you said, with the other side of the garage, that entrance area is going to be very much like kind of out of sight. I think we've got plenty of room according to our measurements, so this can just tuck right in there and be totally fine, out of the way. We've got air right here, so it kind of makes sense, I think, to put some hose reels, especially because of the cabinet that can access, outside.
Yep.
We'll have a manifold right here. This will go right up, or we could either do a manifold, or we could do the like an alto, that whole alto setup if we want to do something a little more extensive for filtering.
Yeah. The micro air.
Yeah. So we could do that right here, and then this would be like a hard line setup with a regulator and all of that. We did 2 more reels right here. This is we're trying to find a good center point that'll be able to service, the car that's here, as well as a car, and then run in between them if needed, and go around, that sort of thing. So this one I would consider optional, but we could do it if we want to. I didn't want to put it over on this side because that is more center. because there's we put a light right there. So it kind of like screws up that light location if we put them over there. Because of this beam, and because we want to keep the prevost at an even level all the way throughout as much as possible, we kept everything brought down a little bit from the rest of the beams. So that way we didn't have to do like a little elbow down and up and whatever, and because that would end up being a moisture collection point. And we'd probably end up with like a clog someday or something like that. So we brought everything down just a little bit off of these other beams.
I like to see prevost. I think it's cool.
It is, yeah. I think you had talked about gray at one point. Did you want to just stick with blue?
I think so, yeah.
I like the way it sticks out.
Yep.
Are we going to do our new hose on the hose reels?
Yep.
So that'll tie in really well.
Yeah.
Whether we do a blue hose reel or a black hose reel, I think the black is really cool. It ties in with a lot of the other fixtures throughout and speakers and stuff like that, but we'd have black fittings, blue pipe, black hose reels, blue hose on there. That'd be cool. We could get real crazy with it and put a blue Pro hot cord on the power reel.
Did the lift we're getting is gray?
Yes. No, it's black.
Okay, that's fine.
But the only thing that really changes is just the lift control box, because the Sprinter 7 has the galvanized top anyway.
Yeah.
So it doesn't really matter. So it'll match. It'll match the cabinets and stuff since we're doing MSS Plus now.
And then what we're going to do is we're going to play by ear of exactly where we put that lift in there. Does it feel better in the center? Does it feel better off to the right? I'm inclined to say the lift is going to be slightly off to the right with enough room to work around the windows over there. We'll see kind of how it fits.
Yeah. Right now we have it kind of centered in between these beams that are offset a little bit.
Yep.
And we kind of based it off of the cabinets. Since we're just carrying over the cabinets from your house, it kind of puts the car kind of centered to the right a little bit.
Yeah.
Which,
So I've
this
got
is like
air, I've got power, we got lift, we got lighting, we've got everything we need.
Pressure washer, buckets,
Yep.
detailing stuff.
And so then the exterior wash bay is out here. And really the only thing there would be, so I need another bucket filler outside.
Yep, we've got a hose reel out
and
there.
I need a place to, for the Mosmatic holster, to holster it.
So we've got the bib right here opposing the other one.
And then we would probably holster our gun in roughly the same spot. That'll be one of those things, what feels the best when we're there.
Yeah, because it's
out of the
really
way.
dependent on the boom pole.
Yeah.
Like, where does the hose hang when you're closest to the wall?
Right.
Is kind of what determines where to put that.
And what we're going to do is we're just going to scuff and paint. We'll just paint it. We're not going to powder coat. We don't have time for that. And no one's ever going to touch the boom pole, so we're going to scuff it and paint it black.
Yeah, that'll be cool.
Because it'll look good outside there in that area. Seems so easy, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You got our stainless shelves. We'll have all of our spray bottles there, looking awesome.
Did you want to do top shelf lift, the lift for like some mountain bikes or something like that? It's so low.
No, not in here.
Okay.
I would probably put that somewhere else in the house.
Down in the basement area or something.
I'm not sure what I would do with that.
All right.
I don't know if we're going to have bikes there. We'll see. Maybe one of those things where it's better to just just be able to go rent bikes from a bike, rental place.
Yeah, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Right.
Because that's going to be a ton of maintenance.
Bike, if I had one bike, I would have it, somewhere else.
Flooring. So we changed it up a little bit. We've been doing a lot of like tri-color designs for people. Try and change it up a little bit. So this is, slate gray like normal, jet black border, but then a pearl gray interior.
I'd be okay if you flipped it.
Good
Pearl
idea.
gray exterior, slate gray interior.
We can do that. Easy. Let's see.
I thought about doing some kind of cool, like if they made like a maroon, it would be cool because that would match the outside of the house a little bit better, but they don't make anything. They make like a brown or they make a red.
Right. I think they used to. I think it was one of the colors they discontinued.
Yeah, I think so too. that you could have almost convinced me to do something wild and crazy, but
I probably would have said don't do that though.
I just think just the pop, like this, doing this to any house just completely transforms the entire experience. To have this thing there versus the dingy, everything's yellow and
Yeah, like this doesn't even look like the same garage.
Right.
With the color and
the light,
all the stuff, the lighting.
Yeah, it's gonna be insane. So how many LS fixtures are there?
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
So we'll be short some of the 4-footers that we'll have to come and do later then.
We need,
if we can't hit them.
we've got, 12 and 6.
Yeah, and we only have 4. 4-footers.
We could, if you wanted to keep this symmetrical over here, we could just do 8-footer and just get rid of those 2 LS4s right here because they're super tight
Yeah.
up against this.
I'd say we do that.
This rail.
So do that, and then err on the side of giving me some more, give me some more cans.
Yeah.
So we'll do the cans in the tight pockets here, and the cans there.
Like right here.
No.
Oh, you
I'm
mean
saying
put them in here.
Finish
Yeah,
the
yeah,
cans there, and then finish the cans there.
Let me get rid of this one.
Yeah, I mean, I think this garage will probably take us, 2 weeks to build.
Yeah. I think so.
Like we did a manuals in 9 days. So I think, this one's bigger. I think we have a similar amount of drywall work, maybe a little bit more drywall work we got to do. It's going to look fantastic.
It's gonna be cool. I really, really hope they can do a 5,000 Kelvin CR6T because I'll be putting can lights in everybody's garage if that's the case. Because it just adds just that extra little touch and element that's.
I mean, we can find 5K.
Yeah.
From somebody else if I
retrofit
have to.
fixtures.
Yep.
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty cool.
So then, how
That's
many
it.
zones of lighting are we going to do? So 1, 2, 3, 4. So put all the cans together. I don't think it's necessary to do a zone. I think we do these on one zone, all of these cans on another zone. We got the ones, 5 zones, because I think you would do out front here.
Yeah, I think these ones in the back
Yeah.
we would put on a separate one as well.
So we got 5 zones of lighting, and we're gonna need 5 PAL packs anyway, so that kind of works out. And then we do, which lights do we do? Do we do on the motion sensor so when the door opens? Because I don't like doing the lights for the stupid garage door opener. So
Right, yeah.
when you come in, I think we just do all the perimeter. So you do, these would be on motion sense, and those would be on motion sense.
Depending on which garage you go into.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. I like that.
That would be cool. So we need
Do you-
2 motion sensors.
Do you think we need to have these on a separate
Yes.
one? Okay.
Because when you're watching TV, you're gonna turn those off.
That's true. Yeah, because this one is
Yep.
right there.
And then countertop, I want to do that dark one.
Yeah, the walnut.
That ties it into the house.
Yes.
Because that's almost
Yes.
the same color as the exterior of the house.
Exactly.
Yeah,
That'll
so I
tie in
want
perfectly.
a 2-piece or single piece.
Yeah, we
Right,
can talk to them and
utilities.
hopefully do one big long piece that comes with a field joint that we just put,
Yeah.
squish together and tighten it down, and it's good to go. So it'll seem like one big one.
I think that's it.
Sweet.
We need Milwaukee Master Collection. We need everything detailing.
Yeah, all the
Whole
detailing
thing.
stuff. There's a lot of stuff that's not in a package. So we'll add in all the packages and then and then grab the other little
I
pieces.
would love
parts
to.
and stuff like
One
that.
of our goals. Let's build it so that when you're designing, you can just do the detailing master collection.
Yeah.
It's $28,000, whatever it is.
Right.
And so you can just grab the Milwaukee Master Collection, Milwaukee Accessory Master Collection, the Milwaukee Hand Tool Master Collection, the Sonic Master Collection, the Detailing Master Collection, which will include towels and everything.
That's the dream. We'll get there
Yeah.
pretty soon.
Custom install pressure washer system. And so
That's-
I don't think there's
yeah.
anything, so just to cue people in, Mike has a pressure washer that I bought him, gave to him 3 years ago that he's never installed. So I'm taking his pressure washer, and he's gonna just get in line and get one. I'm taking my cabinets from my house so that we can build this quickly. We have hose reels, we
think-
have a lift, we have a air compressor. I'm taking the lights from my house, so I'm not bumping anybody here. So
Yeah.
if you're getting, don't get squirrely on me.
We're doing all your secondhand stuff. Not really, but
Yeah, we're pulling this together because I want to get this garage, up and running and functional, so we can get start having people borrow this place. So that's the garage. That's how you
really
do
cool.
it. So now, have you done pricing or anything on this yet?
no, not yet. So that'll be
So our next video will go
next
through what would something like this cost.
Yeah.
How do you send a proposal, and how does that go for
Yep.
customers?
So actually, technically, the next thing would be the technical drawings. So we have another document that is our technical drawings, which goes through all of these different layers that show, dimensions and electrical plan, lighting plan, and all the prevost and reels and stuff like that. So we dimension everything out to the 16th of an inch,
So they
and
can
show
hand it
everybody
to a
where.
contractor.
Yeah, exactly. So
Or do it
I've had,
themselves.
like last week, I talked to probably 3 or 4 different contractors that have our plans and are like, hey, we just need a little clarification on this thing or whatever. So that's been really helpful. And then from there, we'll go into the quoting phase. So we kind of do that all in one go.
So right now, what we do, if you want us to do this, we charge $1,000.
We don't charge $1,000. It's $1,000 deposit.
Right.
So it goes towards your first purchase. So anything you do in here.
This is
gonna be
$110,000.
Right. Yeah. Anything you do is going to be well over $1,000. So
that
it doesn't
$1,000 is
matter.
to make sure you don't waste a frickin' time.
Right.
Which we had a bunch of people doing. So
Yeah,
that $1,000 is nowhere near what this is worth. But for now, we're not charging for our design services.
Yeah.
We may someday, but at this point, we're not charging for the design. We're just it's included in the price. The ask is that all of our design clients pay the price.
Yeah.
You just pay the not more, not less, just the price.
This is what it costs, and buy it from us, and
Correct.
we'll keep doing this.
Yeah. So anyway, thanks for watching. This is really cool. It's cool to see how much these guys have progressed and how amazing this is. And so they're all typing away and designing away, and we're building closets now, and I'm getting them into kitchen drawer organization and all that. So this house will be the catalyst for that. Yeah. This is the first part of the house. Next thing, we'll get into home theater, we'll get into kitchen, we'll get into outdoor kitchen, all that stuff. We'll share that with you as well. But you're going to be able to borrow this house for, I don't know, $5-6 grand, something like that. It's going to be amazing. Imagine you get to play in that garage for a week while your family's out, doing some goofy tubing down and you can be in there washing your car. I think it's pretty sick. So anyway, thanks for being here. We'll see you soon.